Hello and welcome to my channel Champagne and Stitches. My name is Sarah and this is Floss Tube number 11.
What's breakfast?
A full fry up, but only 3 hash browns. My plan today is to go and get a sunbed early and then do stitching by the pool. And then get in the pool because it'll be hot.
Hi, we're going to do something slightly different today. I started my Floss Tube 6 months ago. My first Floss Tube I think we posted at the end of January. So it's practically mid-year for me, so we're going to actually do a mid-year WIP parade in this video. So I have, I think, 15 WIPs that I currently am working on, and we're going to start with the oldest one, work our way through to the newest one, I suppose is the way to describe it. And in case you've ever wondered what these are my little cards that I keep, so they've got the information on them in nice big writing so I can actually see them without my glasses on, and hopefully I will remember to give you the information for when I started, fabric I'm using, floss I'm using, and then any needle minders or project bags that I've got, because I know quite often I forget to give you that information, so I will try to remember to give you all of that. Hopefully it's all written down on those cards. So we will start with my oldest WIP, which is this one. So this is the pot sampler. This is from Historical Sampler Company. I got this in one of their, what do they call them, gift boxes, where you get the linen and the floss and the pattern, but you also get a few bits and bobs with it. So I think I would have got a needle minder. I'm not sure what needle minder, maybe even this one, because I think this is a Historical Sampler Company needle minder. May not have been this may have come in something else, but they're definitely worthwhile. If you want to treat yourself, have a look at their gift boxes, because they are lovely. So this one, the bag, I've got all my bags down here, so I'm still keeping it just in the bag that it came with from Historical Sampler Company, and with all the floss in it here. And I started this one back in March of 2024. So very slow going, don't pick it up particularly often. It's been on my WIP Go board a couple of times this year, so I think I've still got it on there for 2,000 stitches, so hopefully that will give it a bit more time. And then what I'm thinking is that next year I will make this one my 2 strands a day project. So Phoebe from Moonshine Stitchery, I think her channel's called, she has a 2 strands a day project, and that's always her oldest WIP, and she just works on it a couple of strands a day until she finishes it, and then she takes on her next oldest WIP. And so I think I'm going to do that this next year with this one, so hopefully this will get some good progress. So that is WIP number 1. That's my oldest WIP, and I really like it, so hopefully you'll see some more progress on this one. So that's the first one. Let's go down on the floor. Oh, I'm stitching that on a 32 count linen, which came with the kit and the DMC. So my next WIP is this one. This is from the Witchy stitcher. This was one of her Patreon patterns, and I started this one in June 24. Saw lots of other floss tubers doing this one and really liked it, so I joined the Patreon so that I could get this pattern. I'm stitching this one on a coffee craft fabric. I shall try to stop saying quite so much. It's a 28 count even weave. She doesn't name her fabrics, and the needle minder is from UK Needle Minders as well. And this one I have on Pattern Keeper, so I'm currently at 72.71% on it, so not much more to do. I keep this one in this bag. This is from Bee Crafty Bags. I think I got this one through Lakeside Needlecraft on their website. I think you can find these Bee Crafty bags, so I got this one. There, this is the pattern. Sorry, there will be some zip opening today. So this is what it will look like when it's done. And I also, in this one, I use my flosses on these floss drops. So these are Kate Blanford floss drops, and they came in her Halloween mystery box last year. Hopefully she'll do another mystery box this year, because that had some lovely, lovely things. If you don't know Kate Blanford, check out her Etsy store, because she has some lovely stuff. So that is Leave Me Alone. I'm cross stitching by the Witchy stitcher. That is my WIP number 2. Okay, so next, this is one I should get out again. This is from Boomerang Stitches, and this is, it used to be called Schitt's Creek Sampler. I think it's now just called a Shitty Sampler. So for those of you that watch Schitt's Creek, you'll get some of the references on here. But this is going to be absolutely huge. I'm so far, to give you an idea of how big this is going to be. This is currently at 5.63%. So it's a full coverage. I'm stitching it on, it's either a 28 or 32 count even weave from Lakeside Needlecraft, using the called for DMCs. I don't have a pattern for this one to show you, a picture to show you what it will look like, but it is going to look glorious. And I keep it in this project bag, which is one that I made for myself. So it has all the Schitt's Creek characters on it, one of my favourite programmes. So that is WIP number 3. And just looking at it, I want to get this one back out to stitch on it. So that is my Shitty Sampler from Boomerang Stitches. And she's just opened her own website. So again, go and check her out. Okay, so the next WIP number 4 is this one. My needle minders are all stuck together. Whoops, I've lost that one. Where'd it go? I'll pick it up in a minute. So this is Greenhouse of Oddities. This is from Lola Crow. It was her stitch along in 2023, I think. So I haven't stitched on this one. I started this one, the Schitt's Creek Sampler I started on July the 2nd, last year, which is David's birthday. So again, if you watch it, you'll know. And this one I started on the 5th of October, 2024. And I haven't touched this one since she started the Extraordinary Birds SAL, so I was stitching on this one up until that point, and then I put this one away and started on the Extraordinary Birds, and when I finish that one, I'll get this one back out, carry on with this, and hopefully this will get finished. I'm using called for DMCs, except I do have some glow in the dark floss in this, especially on this little guy here. Which you'll see in my thumbnails for my previous floss tubes. So if you haven't watched that video, go and give it some love. It has the least number of views, and I don't know why. I hope it's not this little guy. He's putting people off because he's lovely. So love this, and this is currently, because I have this on Pattern Keeper, so this is currently at 41%, and I keep this one. Oh, here's the picture. So this is what it will look like, if for those of you who don't know it, although I'm sure most of you know this one. This is kept in this project bag. This was the first project bag I ever bought. I saw people with project bags. I thought, why do you need all of those to put your things in? And then I bought one, and the rest is history, because now I have a lot and I also make them. So I understand why you need project bags now. This is from Ness's Craft Room. So that is Greenhouse of Oddities. And bear with me 1 minute. I shall just get that needle minder. So I have to find the back of the magnet. It's probably caught up on one of those. But this is a Kate Blanford needle minder as well. So it's Greenhouse of Oddities. I've already lost count of how many that is. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. So that was my fourth one. Fifth one is, this is Silver Creek Samplers. This is T-Rex. Talked about this one before. Love tea, so it seemed only right that I stitched this one. This is stitched on a 28 count Lugana from Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and it's in weathered stone. And I knew I would do it, even with the cards. I haven't told you, the Greenhouse of Oddities is another Coffee Craft Fabrics. It is probably a 28 count even weave, because that was definitely my preferred fabric at the time. I've since realised I can stitch on slightly smaller counts. So this one is also a 28 count Lugana, and using the called for DMCs. And I am keeping this one in this bag. This is from 75 Sewing, and I will just, if I can unzip quietly. For those of you that haven't seen this one, this is the pattern. So I'm sort of, I suppose, coming over about halfway across now. So get that one finished. This needle minder is from the Black Needle Society. It came in there. I forgot this one as well. It's the box that was to do with the books, band books. So it says I'm with the band books there. I can't remember what it was called. I will remember the minute I stop recording. So this is T-Rex from Silver Creek Samplers. Okay, so the next one is this one. Here we go. So this is from the Forbidden Fibre Company. This was their 12-day, it was a 12-day unexpected journey stitch. So it was an unknown stitch, secret stitch, where you would open the floss every day, starting on Boxing Day, and then you would do the pattern. So this is obviously based on the Hobbit, and I have put in, so far I've put in all of the stitching except for the words. So let's just get the pattern out. So this is the pattern. It was in black and white because obviously it was a mystery. So that was the word I was looking for, a mystery stitch, so that you couldn't really see it. So I've just got to do, I'm going on an adventure, but I'm saving it for when I have finish on my WIP Go board. So I'm actually saving this one so that when I come up with the finish, when that one's called, I'm actually going to finish this one off. So I think that'll be quite easy. The needle minder on this one came with the kit, so it came with the bag from Forbidden Fibre Company. It came with the fabric, which is Forbidden Fibre Company 28 count Lugana in burglar. Came with 10 hand dyed threads of theirs. So here they are. So there are the threads that it came with. And there were a few other bits and bobs as well that came with it, which have obviously all been taken away and put into use elsewhere. So that is, I'm going on an adventure from the Forbidden Fibre Company. Enjoyed opening those every day, especially after Christmas when you think all the excitement's over. Gives you something to look forward to. I started that one, as I said, on December the 26th. So which ones have I forgotten to tell you when I started them? Silver Creek Samplers I started at the end of November in 24. And Lola Crow, I think I told you I started in October 2024. So next up is, I've just realised I've forgotten to bring it down. It is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. What we'll do, we'll pop in a photograph of where it is. So I'm stitching that one on a 16 count Ada from Lakeside Needlecraft using the Rainbow Silks for You. And it's currently at 4.53%. I started that one on my birthday, so the beginning of December last year. And I have done very little, but I am currently stitching it for Whip into Shape from the Runner Stitcher. So hopefully I'll be able to put a few more stitches into that one. And then I'm keeping that one, I'm not keeping that one because you'll see it's too big to keep it anywhere but on the scroll frame. Keeping all the bits and bobs in this project bag, which is one that I made. And in here I have, I'll just show you so this is the silk that I'm using. So from Silks for You, it was a rainbow silk, absolutely beautiful. So that's one that I haven't started using yet. So, and as I've said before, as I'm stitching, I'm actually learning how to use the colours in the silks to get the effect that I want. So I am enjoying that one. It's just a little unwieldy in the scroll frame, so I have to be in the right frame of mind to pick that one up. So this is one that you see all the time. This comes out every single month. This is my yearly stitch. Again, my needle minders are stuck together. So this is a Year at Hawk Run Hollow, and that's upside down. Here we go, this way around. So this is where we currently are with it. Hopefully that's all in there. I don't know if you can see all of that. Let's put it here. So this one I started on the 1st of January. And I managed to do the blocks as they come up every month. I've managed to keep up with it for the entire 7 months so far. So you can see here the first 6, and then this is the last block that I've done, the July block. So I now need to start, it's the 2nd of August today, so I now need to start the August block there. This one I'm using another needle minder here from Kate Blanford, and I'm stitching this on 32 count Spindrift by Cedar River linens using the called for DMCs. And the aim is to, and I'm sure if you've watched my videos before, the aim is to have this one stitched by the end of the year. So make sure I keep up to date with all the blocks, and then hopefully it will be finished by the 31st of December. Although if you know the pattern, the December block is an absolute beast. It's a full coverage. So here's the pattern. It's full coverage and it's black. So it's going to be a lot of stitching on that one. And I keep that one in this project bag. I'm just going to pop that back in there, cover up the pattern. This project bag from Penelope's Pocket, which is absolutely gorgeous. Love this. So that's definitely helped me stitch on it regularly because I like the project bag. So that one is, see if I can hold it up again, A Year at Hawk Run Hollow. So there we go. And I've already worked out what I'm going to stitch next year for my yearly stitch, and it's not as big. So hopefully, although I enjoy stitching on that one, I do find that it takes up a lot of my stitching time. So, you know, there are lots of things I want to stitch, and then I just have to work on that one to get it done. So, and no matter how hard I try, I'm always stitching it right up to the last minute. But I'm enjoying it. Right, the next one, this is Pomegranate Plum from Caroline Manning. So this one is being stitched on, it's an Ada, I'm not sure what it is actually. It might be a 20 count. I haven't noted it down. So this one is, if you've not seen this one before, it's a 9 block. Sorry, that's a needle minder on the table. It's a 9 block. So this one in the center is by itself, and then these 4 all repeat. So this will be stitched over here. This one will be here. This one will be here, and this one will be here. So I've now stitched all of the blocks, and I am currently at 50% on it, so 50.04%, so practically halfway through. I'm keeping this one in this bag. This came in a Black Needle Society box, one of their sub boxes, the Purple Madness box, as did the needle minder, so they go together. And I've said it before, this needle minder is the strongest needle minder that I have ever come across. It's incredibly difficult to get apart. It's brilliant, but it's, as you can see, it sticks onto absolutely everything and takes everything with it. So that is my Pomegranate Plum from Caroline Manning. I started that one on the 25th of March this year. So, just a few more to go. We have this one. This you'll have seen everywhere. This is Lola Crow's stitch along for this year. This is the Extraordinary Birds. Hopefully that's all in there. Absolutely love this one. I am up to date on it. So there's been a release on, today is Saturday, so there was a release yesterday, which I've just started here. But apart from these 2 little bits here, everything else was up to date when that release dropped. So the last drop was this peacock, which is absolutely stunning. And I think that there's 4 or 5 more drops to go, maybe 4, because it finishes at the end of August. So not long to go on this one. And again, this is one of the ones that I will keep up to date with. I'm stitching this one on an 18 count Ada from Coffee Craft Fabrics. Again, she doesn't name them, so, but this, when she released this colourway, I thought this was perfect for this stitch. And my needle minders here are from Cotton and Clay. I don't know what else to say about it. This is the only thing I haven't done. Is this little chap was in the first release, and I haven't backstitched him, and I haven't put the backstitch just on this bit here, which is just a tiny little bit, but everything else is completely up to date and backstitched. So a few more drops and this one will be completed. But that is my Lola Crow's, just seeing if it's in frame, my Lola Crow's Extraordinary Birds. Absolutely love it. And as I've said, as soon as I finish this one, I will go back to Greenhouse of Oddities, get that one done. And I've also got the Haunted Library ready to go as well. So, and that one I keep in this project bag. This was from Evertote, and it also came with this little notions pouch. So I keep them all together. And in case I didn't say at the beginning, the Lola Crow Extraordinary Birds started at the beginning of April this year. So next up is this one. This is the Castle. It's the second one in the Fabulous House series from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I'm stitching this one on a 28 count even weave from Coffee Craft Fabrics. I've bought the whole series from her, so she dyes the fabric to go with the pattern and sends you them together along with a little treat. So you might get a needle minder, you might get a pair of scissors, you might get a little charm for your bag or something like that. So but this one is, you have to excuse all the hanging threads because this is one I've been working on. This, as I say, is on a 28 count even weave using the called for DMCs, and there's a classic colour works and Weeks dye works in here. So I think this one is the classic colour works, and then the Weeks dye works is one of the colours in the castle bit. So this one I am keeping in this bag. This is one that I made myself. And there's one of the little charms. So that would have come with one of the patterns from Coffee Craft Fabrics. And I've got the next two in here because I'm hoping to stitch those as well this year. So that is the Castle from Cottage Garden Samplings. That's that one. Okay, the next one is this. This is the Artsy Housewife Study in Nature. I'm stitching this one on Lapin Loops Curtain Call linen, which I got from the Black Needle Society, and I'm using the Roxy Floss conversion on it. So I treated myself to the floss from there, and I'm keeping it in this bag, which is another one from Penelope's Pocket. So here is the floss, excuse the wrinkling. So there's the floss that goes with it, and it's currently at 10%. I think I had this as a WIP Go call, and it was to get it to 10%, so I stopped. I think it's at 10.01%, and I stopped. So needle minder on this one is from Kate Blanford. So that is A Study in Nature by the Artsy Housewife. So I've loved these. Whenever I've seen anyone stitching these, I've absolutely loved them, and they're being stitched on a whole variety of colours. And I want to stitch them on all the different colours, so get rid of that. Right, so the next one is this. This is, let me just get rid of those. This is the Seaside Tiny Town. So I started this one at the very beginning, actually at the very end of June. And this is as far as I've got. I'm still missing a couple of threads on this one, so that's why the lighthouse hasn't been filled in yet. And I keep all my tiny towns in this. This is a canny little fox home case, I think she calls them. So these are fabulous. There are the flosses. It's mainly classic colour works with some Weeks dye works. So actually I keep all of my tiny towns are in here. And then so far I've stitched them all on this piece of fabric. So there are my four 4 tiny towns, 3 finished and 1 on its way. This one, actually, this needle minder is from Beyond the Pink Door. So I do a lot of sewing. I like to sew my own clothes and things like that. And if you also sew, you may know Beyond the Pink Door. But Andrea has done I possibly came in a subscription box, possibly came in an advent calendar one year, but that's actually a needle minder from Beyond the Pink Door rather than a cross stitch company. So this is my Heart in Hand Seaside Tiny Town. Don't know if I told you that. And it's on a 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen. So I should order those flosses that I'm missing on that one, get that one finished. Okay, so this was my Christmas in July start this year. It's now August, so this is the sole total of what I did, so not very much. This is Remaking the List by, excuse me, things fallen over, Remaking the List by Silver Creek Samplers again. I do like their patterns, so this is what this one will look like. This came in the Black Needle Society Nice List box last year, so 2024, and it was my favourite of the patterns that we got. So I really liked all of the designers who were featured in the Nice box last year, but this pattern was my favourite, and it actually came on my birthday, which was quite exciting to open that on my birthday. This is stitched on a fibre on a whim 18 count Ada in cornflower using the called for DMCs. So in the Black Needle Society advent calendars, you get the fabric, you get the floss, and you get the pattern for the patterns that they've got in the box that year. So this all came in that, and I'm keeping it in this project bag, which was also in the advent calendar, and the needle minder was in the calendar as well. So all of it came from the Black Needle Society. So that is Silver Creek Samplers. It's actually called On the Naughty List, and I love it. So I need to get back to that one. Trouble with Christmas in July this year is it was just so hot in the UK, and I've heard quite a few floss tubers say the same thing, that stitching Christmas things was the last thing on my mind. So I stitched on this. I started this one on the 1st of July, and I think I just did the buckle and that was it, and then I stopped, and then on the 31st of July I did the rest of it. That's all I did. 1st of July, 31st of July, nothing in between. So that is my second to last WIP, and then the very last WIP that I've started this year is this one. So this is from the Historical Sampler Company. Excuse the hanging threads because we're part way through this one. So this is a 4-part stitch along. This was the first part, this was the second part, so ignore, I went slightly too far down there, so it stops at this level. This is going to be repeated over here, and the reason I've left the threads is that obviously these are going to be continued, so rather than rethreading I thought I would just leave threads in there. This was kindly gifted to me by the Historical Sampler Company, so I am trying very hard to keep up with the stitch along. The third part will be out on Monday, so hopefully I'll finish this over the weekend, ready to start the third part. Ghost Needle Minder also came from the Historical Sampler Company. I believe these may still be available. You can certainly still buy the pattern and probably also the fabric and the DMCs. Itchy nose. So that is my pumpkin patch stitch along from the Historical Sampler Company, and again I just keep that one in the bag that it comes in from Historical Sampler Company. So it's a nice easy way to keep them. So they are all my WIPs that I have at the moment. That's 15. I think when I started back in January, when I recorded my first Floss Tube, I think I had 10 or 11. So although we've crept up a little bit, I haven't gone crazy. I could have gone crazy. I have a lot of kitted up patterns and a lot of things on my wish list as well. So I will start them at some point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and normal service will be resumed very shortly, and I will come back with another Floss Tube showing you my progress. So thanks a lot for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you ever so much. It's great that I passed my 1,000 subscribers within the first 6 months. I never thought that would happen, but it did. So thank you ever so much. I know that was very much to do with Michelle at Mama Loves You GB. So thank you. And thank you to everyone else who has subscribed. That's brilliant. If you haven't subscribed and you like what you see, hopefully you'll consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.